Hello, everyone. This is author, motivational speaker, and dating coach Matthew C. Horne, and I'm bringing you a video tonight titled "The Sexually Attractive Man and His Spectrum of Women." It's brought to you by my books, "How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life," in addition to "How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women." They're both available on my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to help me to get pushed up the algorithm so I can continue to help you to get elevated results in the dating game. But let's get right to it. The sexually attractive man and his spectrum of women. This is going to be a bit of a deeper video about self-love tonight. A sexually attractive man, from the vantage point that I'm talking about tonight, is a man that has an extreme amount of love for himself, meaning that the version of himself that he brings to life every day is elevated and it's radiating because this man has an extreme amount of love and awareness for himself. So your appearance is going to be optimal because you have a love for yourself and you understand that you naturally want to bring the best version of yourself to the world every day. So I don't have to get into the nuances of how you should look and how you should dress. Just understand that if you have a deep level of love for yourself, you're always going to be in perpetual motion improving yourself, which means that you're going to bring the best version of yourself spiritually, mentally, and physically to the world every day. And that type of man is a radiating man. So you're going to find yourself in the presence of many women. And there's going to be a wide spectrum of women that you deal with. And the spectrum could be age, and it could also be attractiveness. And those are the two things I want to focus on tonight. Because the most beautiful woman to the sexually attractive man is the man that is giving him the best experience that's congruent with how he sees himself and the version of himself that he knows that he's given to the world. So that woman who's receptive and who's reflective of how he sees himself, she's going to show up across a different spectrum: age, looks, all of that kind of stuff. And so you only have a space for the women who see you the way that you see yourself, because you understand the version of yourself that you're bringing to the world, because the version of yourself that you're bringing to the world, you've consistently been able to recreate elevated experiences with women that you deem as attractive. And let's focus on the word attractive just for a second. You're going to deal with women across a spectrum of attractiveness, meaning there's going to be some women that you are extremely attracted to. And there's going to be some women that I'm not going to say moderately attracted to, but you're attracted to them. And a woman that you're attracted to is a woman that you can physically respond to in an intimate manner, meaning that you should not have to struggle through sex with any woman. If you're not attracted to her, don't deal with her. Just don't deal with her. But in terms of attractiveness, you're going to come across a wide spectrum of women. And it's a wide spectrum because you don't know which woman that you're attracted to is going to give you the exact experience that's based on how you love yourself. See, a sexually attractive man has an identity, and he's made a declaration as to the type of man that he's going to be. So that man is solid, he's grounded, and he's peaceful. And so the only women that he lets in his space are women that are going to keep him solid, grounded, and peaceful. Because you're giving the woman a peaceful experience, a grounded experience, a consistent experience, and the women who you allow in your space have to give you the same thing, because if they don't, your world is going to be out of balance. But if you love yourself, you never let any woman into your space that's going to take you out of balance. Your balance is directly correlated to your productivity and your ability to give the world everything that you were sent here to offer it. So a sexy, attractive man does not allow a woman to take him out of balance. So there can be an extremely societally deemed gorgeous woman who's coming with a side of chaos. And you will look at her, you might even have sexual access to her, and you'll say, I cannot deal with her. because she's going to take me out of balance. And she's taking you out of balance because she's giving you things that you're not giving to her when you show up to her space. Meaning that she's going to be difficult. She's going to be disrespectful. She's going to be a representation of chaos. And even though she's gorgeous, she's invisible to you because you have a life of balance. Because you've determined what kind of man you're going to be if you're a truly sexually attractive man. Meaning that every woman is going to get the same experience from you regardless of your level of attraction to her. That's when your world is balanced, and that's when you have a spectrum of women that are keeping you at peace that you're dealing with, because they're dealing with you in the exact manner that you're dealing with them. And I can remember one story in particular to bring this to life, because I know these concepts, I go a little deep sometimes. But I want to bring a story just to level everything out. And this was a good while ago. And I had a young girl in my space, and we have been dealing with each other for a good amount of time, but I wasn't in a relationship with her. We were both single. And this particular girl, I was attracted to her. I wasn't overly attracted to her, but I was attracted to her, and she was giving me a very good experience consistently over a period of time. And I remember I was out one night, and I was up in Marvin's on 14th Street in DC, and I'm trying not to get in the habit of naming clubs, but Marvin's is closed. So if a club that I talk about is still open, I don't know where these videos go, so I'm not really going to get into the details of the names of the clubs and stuff, but I can say this one, Marvin's. So I step up in Marvin's, and I see one of my homeboys. It's kind of empty. I see one of my homeboys. I just go say what's up to him. And he's talking to this girl. I mean, she's as gorgeous as she can possibly be. And I wasn't trying to run a backdoor play or hate or nothing like that. I just, out of respect, if I see somebody I know, I'm going to say what's up to him. And the girl stepped away from him and came directly to me and postured her body directly in front of me, which means she chose me. And that was not my intention, but it just happens that way when you're the sexually attractive man. And I got her phone number, and my homeboy was just like, yeah, I'm glad y'all matched. He was cool with it and this and that. And the next day, this girl hit me up, and she was just like, I want to see you. I want to see you today, and all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, I have plans tonight, but I can see you tomorrow. And she looked at me and was just like, what kind of man, in so many words, is just not going to bow down and see me? Miss light skin, long wavy hair. She thinks every man is just at her disposal, but when women come across a masculine man, she has to get in line with the women that are in his spectrum. And so I had to tell her, like, listen, I will see you tomorrow. And right on cue, because I was seeing a younger girl that night, the girl I told you that didn't give me any problems, she had been in my space for a while, I wasn't going to cancel on her, even though this girl looked better than her. Because your spectrum of women has an order, and I'll get to that. And so she was very intrigued, because most guys would stop everything they're doing at her beck and call. But masculinity is just being centered in who you are and the love that you have for yourself. So nothing's going to move you until you're ready to move. And she found that out. And so right on cue, she was so intrigued because I just didn't bow down and acquiesce. She hit me up the next day, and I was available just like I told her I was going to be. So I meet her up in this spot, and there's another guy trying to talk to her and this and that, and she's playing a little bit, and I look at her like, what are we going to do? And she looks dead at me and says, what else are we going to do? And that's the language that women talk to when they encounter the sexually attractive man. She says, there's nothing we can do except have sex. She said, look at you. What else are we going to do? That's the language that women communicate to the sexually attractive man in. And so we stepped out, and we got up in my car, and I was just like, we're going to go back to your place. She was just like, no. So at that point, I knew I had to pull over somewhere. And I pulled over, and of course, you know what happened. And then she hopped out, and I went on my way, she went on her way. And I didn't quite have any interaction with her after that. And I ended up running into this girl some time later. Not too long after that, but some time later. And she told me that she was married. So it all made sense that we couldn't go back to her place. And, She saw a man that she wanted to be with, and we just got to it immediately as soon as we met. That's why she said, what else are we going to do? Like, look at you. Like, how could you think that I want to do anything else but have sex with you, man? I mean, being a sexually attractive man is an incredible experience. So the good thing about this is that those two women were a representation of the spectrum of women that were in my life. And so after that, the other girl that I did not cancel on, that I had plans with to see this girl who was married, that girl was a fixture in my life, and she remained a fixture in my life because she was giving me an experience that was in congruence with how I saw myself, the love that I had for myself. She was consistent. And those are the women who rise to the top of the spectrum of women that you deal with when you're a self-loving, fully absorbed, fully inhaled, sexually attractive man. So think about it in reverse. If I would have gone with the more attractive woman who hadn't proven herself yet, that she was a reflection of the love that I have for myself, I didn't know this girl. I wasn't going to bump her above the other girl, even though she wasn't as attractive, because the other girl was more attractive because she was attracted to me in the way that I see myself. So that's the scale of attractiveness, is the women that deal with you on a continual basis based in how you see yourself. That is the more attractive woman. Another woman can be more physically attractive, but the woman who's giving you the experience over time that is congruent with the man that you are and how you see yourself, she technically is the more attractive woman. And so you never abandon the more attractive woman who might not be as attractive as other women that are trying to pull you to their side. And even though this woman was technically more my type, more attractive, the other girl was more attractive to me because she proved to herself that she belonged there, and she had been there longer than this new girl. That's why I brushed her off when she said she wanted to see me immediately. I said, no, you got to wait in line. I don't care how good you look. You have to wait in line, because self-love always has a balanced spectrum of women, meaning the women that are giving you the exact experience that you want and that you desire, and you're giving it to them as well, those women will always be bumped ahead in the line of a more attractive woman that's trying to enter your space. Your spectrum of women is always solid. You're always in a state of peace. You're never in a state of chaos, because you're dealing with women who see you exactly how you see yourself. And there's no woman, no matter how gorgeous she is, that can jump the line of a woman who might not be as attractive as her, but that woman is giving you the exact experience over time that you know is aligned with how you see yourself. So she's a safe and peaceful space. And that's why I say the sexually attractive man, you're going to have a wide spectrum of women. And if you see how that story played out, I would have done myself a disservice if I would have bumped that other girl that I just met above the girl that had been giving me a continual, elevated, and peaceful experience. See, if I would have canceled on her, since we already had plans, because this new attractive woman was trying to enter my space, then I would have thrown things out of balance. And so that's why I opted for the woman who wasn't as attractive as this new woman that was trying to enter my space. But I opted for her because, technically speaking, as a man who loves himself, she wasn't as attractive as this girl, but she was more attractive than the girl, if you can really follow what I'm saying, because her attractiveness was based on the experience that I was having with her. And so I made the right choice, because the new girl, I didn't allow her to disrupt what I had going on with the other girl who had been in my space. And if I would have prematurely bumped her up based on her looks, I would have suffered and I would have lost a peaceful and congruent experience. When you switch up on women who are good to you, then it gets to a point where they can't really trust you. And you never want to have a good woman who you're attracted to, who's proven herself, have to question you. You never want to be that man. And if you're a balanced man, you're giving good women the same exact experience that they're giving to you. So they've proven over time that they belong. And so no woman can just jump the line. That's why you have a wide spectrum of women. And that woman, she had a whole husband and I didn't even know. She probably just wanted me for that night. and I didn't disrupt the order of things. I made her wait her turn. And that's what you have to do as a sexually attractive man. No woman can jump the line. And then sometimes, I have my friends, they still hit me up. They know I'm deep in this dating space and I write the books and all that good stuff. And I see some of my friends wrestle with extremely beautiful women who are chaotic and crazy. And they're asking me questions like, man, what should I do? And I got a question for you. And they send me the pictures. And yeah, these women are flawless physically. But then they send me, the text messages, the exchanges they have with these women and all that stuff. And, the woman a lot of times is just crazy, And some of my friends, they're torn between how a woman looks versus the chaotic experience that she's showing you that she's going to be. And if you truly love yourself, you never exist in a space of chaos, because you need to be evenly balanced so that you can function and give the best of you to the world every day. So a gorgeous, beautiful woman who's chaotic and who's crazy does not belong in your space. See, there's no such thing as a drought with a sexually attractive man. There's only gaps in women who see you the way that you see yourself. There's only gaps in women who see you the way that you see yourself. And so you may have sexual access to gorgeous women who are crazy and chaotic, but you choose yourself. Meaning that your life is not going to be balanced until the sensation of self-respect and self-love is greater than the sensation of crazy, chaotic, and disrespectful pussy. And that's why most men's lives are out of balance, because they don't have a grounded identity. They don't have a square that they stand on. Any gorgeous woman is subject to enter her space, regardless of what she's bringing with her. And you don't want to be that man. You want to be so grounded that you're always going to deal with the woman that's giving you the peaceful experience that's a reflection of the love that you have for yourself, and transversely the experience that you're giving to her. That's why you're going to have a wide spectrum of women. Some women you're going to be attracted to enough to have a physical encounter with her. And some women, she's going to be gorgeous and she's giving you the experience that you want. And she's going to be way more attractive than the other woman. But they're all in your space. They're all in your space because your spectrum of women is dictated by the love that you have for yourself. If you don't have love for yourself, your space will always be open for chaos. And when you have an open space for chaos, your life will never be in balance. This looks like you're taking steps forward, and then the wrong women are entering your space and you're taking steps backward. Your life is constantly in influx if you don't have an identity and you don't have a love for yourself. So that sensation of self-respect and self-love always has to operate at a higher frequency than the gorgeous woman who's offering herself to you that comes with disrespect and chaos. And that's what I see with my friends who hit me up. They're torn. They're torn because they're not grounded within themselves. And I have to talk them off the ledge. But I don't want you to be that man. Your self-respect, if it's intact, and your self-love, if it's intact, will always talk you off the ledge than bringing a woman into your spectrum of women that is going to not bring you balance. That's going to bring you chaos. That's going to bring you that imbalanced experience because she's coming with extra stuff that you're not coming to her with. If the woman attempts to enter your space and she's extremely attractive, but she's coming with that chaos and that disrespect and that imbalance, you have to love yourself enough to immediately let her go. And it may be okay. You might not have any more women, or you might have some women in your space who have been giving you a good experience that aren't as attractive as this particular woman. But the women who are giving you the best experience are always the most attractive women, if you're the sexually attractive, grounded, self-loving man. So your spectrum of women always has balance. That's when you can adequately have women in your life who keep you at peace. Because you're at peace, which means that every woman, regardless of her level of attractiveness, that you deem as attractive enough to be in your space, you're giving them all the same experience. You're giving them appreciation for how they see you which is a reflection of how you see yourself. And so your space always will be balanced if you're the sexy, attractive man. You will have a wide spectrum of women. And you're always leaning towards the women who are giving you the best experience. It may be a woman that you meet. She might live across the street. Next woman might live 20 or 30 minutes away. The next woman you might match with on a dating app, and she's set her location to your area because she's looking for different men, meaning she's not satisfied with the men in her area. And you hit it off, and next thing you know, she's on a plane or she's driving to see you. That's how it goes. The sexy, attractive man has a wide spectrum of women. And it's a beautiful life. You have women that you're meeting, you all hit it off. You have women that you might meet on a dating app that live a little bit of ways away from you, but y'all hit it off because she's giving you the experience that reflects how you see yourself. You might have a woman that you meet on a dating app, or she might DM you, or find you on some sort of social site, and she's interested in you, and you all talk, and you deduce that she wants to see me. She wants to give me an experience that's a reflection of how I see myself. So you're going to have a wide spectrum of women. And that's how it works. Women calling you, oh, I want to fly in and see you. Perfect. She belongs in my spectrum. You have a woman you just met, lives close, I want to see you. Have a woman that's like maybe 30 minutes away, I want to see you. Can I borrow you for the night? Ask you how I know that they talk this way. But they're all the same. They're all enjoyable experiences based on the level of love and respect that you have for yourself, meaning that you're not letting women in your space that throw you off, that throw your balance off, because you're giving them a balanced experience. Because you understand yourself and you've accepted yourself and you have an identity. If you're contemplating a woman's beauty over her chaos, you're not a balanced man. And you need to have a real conversation with yourself about how much you love yourself. Your life does not come completely into focus until you have a complete level of love for yourself. And when you have that level of love for yourself, then your spectrum is always going to be exact. It's going to be perfect. The spectrum of women that you're dealing with. And so women are coming from all angles. And the only women that land in your space and can stay there are the women that are bringing you the peaceful experience, the respectful experience, the experience that is devoid of chaos. Because that's who you are internally. So every woman that can enter your space and stay is a direct reflection of how you see yourself. It's a direct reflection of the version of yourself that you're bringing to the world every day. So you have to examine the spectrum of women that are in your space. And if it's imbalanced and if it's chaotic, then it's not on them, it's on you. You need to have a conversation with yourself and go deeper into levels of self-awareness and self-love if you're going to have balanced and continuous and consistent experiences with balanced women. So your spectrum has to be balanced. You're going to meet women across varying levels of attractiveness, but the women who stay there are the women who are giving you the experience that is balanced, because you are balanced within, because you love yourself. No woman can jump the line. Every new woman that attempts to enter your space, she can't jump ahead of the women that have been giving you a consistent experience in your space. So when you love yourself, your spectrum is never thrown off. When you love yourself, everything's always balanced, man. I said enough. This has been Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach. Bring you a video tonight titled, The Sexually Attractive Man and His Spectrum of Women. It's brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push me with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. And if you want me to make a custom video, I hear your comments. You want me to speak on this topic and that topic. If you want me to make a video on a custom topic, then you have to make a donation of $50 or more to my PayPal or my Cash App that's in my video description. Leave your subject that you want me to talk about in the note on PayPal or Cash App. Or if your subject matter is a little bit more in depth than leaving a note, Then you make a donation on my PayPal or my Cash App, and then you email me at matt@matthewchorne.com with your in-depth description of what you want me to talk about. And your video will be up on my page, on my channel in 24 hours or less. Everything is fast over here. If my message tonight has been of value to you, if your thought process have been elevated as a result of encountering my message, and you know that you're better for having encountered my words tonight, drop something in my donation information that's a reflection of the impact that I had in your life. My PayPal and my Cash App is in my video description. And if you're in need of coaching, if you're looking for direction to certain outcomes that you have yet to arrive at, if you're looking for that direction, I'm your man. I am your dating coach. My voice resonates with you, and you know that I have the direction for you. Email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. Leave coaching in the subject matter. Leave your name, your phone number, and whatever issue that you're facing in the dating space that you want to overcome and that you want to arrive at your desired destination with. Leave that issue. I'll do an assessment. I'll get right back to you with the terms of the coaching, and the coaching will begin immediately. I've enjoyed spending some time with you tonight, and just understand, sexually attractive men, you're going to have a wide spectrum of women that you have access to, but the women that have access to you are only supposed to give you a balanced and elevated experience, and that only happens when you're a balanced and elevated man. Stare at the women that are in your space. Stare at the toxicity and the chaos that you compromise against the beauty that the woman has. And if you're in limbo, that means you're in internal limbo. There should be no chaotic woman that's not giving you an elevated and peaceful experience that can enter your space. It shouldn't be that way. So monitor the spectrum of women that you have, and understand that as a sexually attractive, grounded, cerebral, intelligent, self-loving, fully inhaled himself man, your spectrum is only going to be balanced when it comes to the women that are in your space. I'll see you soon.